My husband and I ran you over. Sorry about
Not
that.
at all, not at all. It's a pleasure.
I am so terrible at going to things like that. It's great when folks come to our show.
Rachael Ray has been a household name in the culinary world for the past 50 years, but her personal life has been no less turbulent. Recently, rumors have been circulating that her husband may be leaving her due to a serious illness, causing a stir in public opinion. So what is the truth? Does her husband intend to let go? Let's find out. Let's first take a look back at Rachael's tragic life to get the clearest view of her. Let's start from her pre-fame days. Life before fame. Rachael Ray was born on August 25, 1968, in Glens Falls, New York, into a family with a rich culinary background. Italian cuisine had a strong influence on her life, thanks to her mother, Elsa Scuderi, who was of Sicilian descent and passed on her family's culinary flavors and traditions. This influence formed the foundation for Rachael's culinary career from a young age. Her family moved to Lake George, New York, an area known for its natural beauty and many visitors. Here, Rachael's family opened many eateries, not just restaurants, but also community gathering places. These eateries became the heart of the area, where people gathered to enjoy food. As a child, Rachael worked hard at her family's restaurants, learning how to run a culinary business. At Lake George Middle School, she stood out as an energetic and outgoing leader, actively participating in extracurricular activities. But her love of food and family restaurants remained her passion. At this time, Rachael Ray saw food not only as fuel, but also as a symbol of unity. After graduating from high school, she decided to pursue her dream in New York City, where she found a job in the dessert department of Macy's. Here, she quickly learned about customer service and grocery items, and after a period of hard work, Rachael was promoted to manager of the premium food area, having the opportunity to be exposed to more expensive food products. However, the noise of the city left her feeling exhausted. Rachael resigned from her career at Macy's to look for a more realistic job when she realized that she needed a change. While she was working at the specialized food store Agata and Valentina, she had the opportunity to develop her one-of-a-kind dishes using fresh ingredients. Despite this, she continued to have discomfort with the hectic pace of city life. In 1996, Rachael decided to go back to Lake George and accept a managerial position at Sagamore Resort, which is a well-known destination for those who are passionate about cuisine. While she was here, she was able to indulge her passion for cooking while also putting the skills she had gained in New York to use by supervising the restaurants and bars inside the establishment. While working at Sagamore, Rachael saw that a significant number of individuals lacked the confidence to prepare meals at home. As a result, she devised a course that would teach them how to prepare 3 meals in 30 minutes. Her approach was uncomplicated and grounded, which won over the people in the community. As a result of the lesson's success, the local television station WRGB took notice of her and encouraged her to participate in brief culinary segments, during which she would discuss her ideas for dinners that could be prepared in 30 minutes. A television career was made possible for Rachael as a result of her cheerful energy and down-to-earth demeanor, which contributed to her rapid rise to popularity among the audience. Rachael's rise to fame in the community began in 1999 when she participated in a series of cooking classes and made television appearances. Her 30-minute dinner ideas were soon adopted by busy families, and the Food Network took note of her ability and offered her a show where she could showcase her cooking. These early years were the foundation for the incredible career that would follow, because soon she will become famous. What chance did she have to become like that? Let's see how she seized this opportunity. A successful career. When Rachael Ray's culinary show, 30-Minute Meals, was first shown on the Food Network in 2001, it marked a significant turning point in her career. The show, which was centered on simple and speedy meals, was successful in drawing in a large audience. The straightforward manner in which Rachael approached cooking was invigorating, as she demonstrated how to produce delectable dishes in about 30 minutes. Rachael Ray became a well-known figure due to the dynamic and approachable nature of her personality, which made her approachable. Her position in the culinary world was firmly established as a result of the show's enormous popularity, which lasted for 27 seasons till the year 2012. Rachael debuted her daytime talk show in 2005, which was named Rachael Ray. The show was produced by Harpo Productions, which is owned by Oprah Winfrey, and it was syndicated by CBS Television Distribution. Rachael is known for her success with the 30-Minute Meals program. The show, which consists of food segments, celebrity interviews, and lifestyle advice, immediately attracted an audience because of Rachael's connection and counsel, which is both practical and easy to follow. Rachael's ability to maintain her presence in the very competitive daytime television market is demonstrated by the fact that the show was well welcomed by both audiences and critics, and it was awarded many daytime Emmys. Additionally, the show will continue to run until 2024. Every Day with Rachael Ray was the name of the lifestyle magazine that Rachael Ray launched in 2006, which ultimately led to the expansion of her business. It didn't take long for the magazine to establish itself as a mainstay in the lifestyle magazine sector, thanks to the fact that it included personal tales, home renovation advice, and recipes. There is no denying the influence that the magazine had on Rachael's professional life, even though it was discontinued in 2019. Rachael has shown her adaptability by entering the market for pet food in 2008 with her Nutrish dog food line. He was successful in this endeavor. Because of her deep affection for animals, Nutrish rose to prominence very rapidly, and she gave up all of the proceeds to organizations that assist animals in need. Rachael was able to strengthen her reputation as a caring and socially responsible businessperson by including a philanthropic component in the brand. In 2012, the cooking show 30-Minute Meals came to an end after 11 years and 27 seasons. It is a tribute to the enormous influence that the program had on spectators, as well as the culinary world that it ran for such a long time. While it was the end of an era, it also marked the beginning of new opportunities for Rachael Ray. What new direction will she take in this period? Let's follow her development journey in the new field. New opportunity. By this point, she had already established herself as a multidimensional media figure, and her career proceeded to thrive with additional initiatives, such as her talk show and a variety of product lines. The magazine that Rachael Ray had been publishing, Every Day with Rachael Ray, was discontinued in the year 2019. Even though the magazine had been an integral part of her brand for more than a decade, the decision to discontinue its publication was most likely driven by the shifting media environment and the increasing predominance of digital content. Although the business was shut down, Rachael's impact on the lifestyle industry continued to be significant, and her other initiatives continued to be successful. With the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic in the year 2020, Rachael Ray was faced with obstacles that had never been seen before, yet she was able to adapt to the circumstances with extraordinary tenacity. Because many people are restricted to their houses, she decided to produce her program from her residence to provide viewers with an experience that is more personal and connected to them. The fact that Rachael was able to demonstrate her versatility through this maneuver also served to strengthen the connection that she had with her audience. While she was going through a challenging time, viewers liked the genuine insight into her family life, as well as the continuous focus on dishes that were both practical and soothing. Additionally, Rachael Ray continued to broaden her sphere of influence, notably in the realm of digital media, as the globe began to readjust to the new normal in the year 2021. Through the use of culinary lessons, live sessions, and online workshops, she connected with her audience by embracing social media and online platforms. Through the use of digital growth, she was able to communicate with people all over the world, which further cemented her position as a culinary legend. The fact that she was able to maintain her relevance in a media landscape that was always shifting demonstrated both her inventive spirit and her dedication to her art. Rachael Ray's career continued to develop during the year 2022, seeing her engage in a variety of new endeavors and place a greater emphasis on humanitarian work. She continued to be committed to the welfare of animals, and the revenues from Nutrish continued to be donated to groups that provide rescue services. Additionally, she became active in other charitable endeavors, such as food banks and organizations that provide help in the event of a natural disaster. As a result of her dedication to giving back, as well as her continuous work in the culinary world, she remained in the public spotlight and won the hearts of admirers who loved her generosity and enthusiasm. Rachael Ray had successfully established herself as a long-lasting personality in the culinary and leisure sectors by the year 2023. Her product lines continued to be well-liked, and her chat program continued to attract people with its popularity. In addition, she pursued new options, such as working together with other chefs and companies, which helped her maintain the dynamic and ever-changing nature of her professional life. Her capacity to come up with new ideas and adjust to shifting fashions meant that she would continue to be important and relevant in the culinary sector she worked in. The career of Rachael Ray is not showing any signs of slowing down as of the year 2024. Her straightforward recipes, engaging attitude, and unwavering commitment to making cooking accessible to all individuals continue to serve as a source of motivation for home chefs all around the world. Her legacy as one of the most prominent people in the food and leisure sectors is firmly established, and her work continues to connect with audiences of all ages. Her work has gained widespread recognition worldwide. As Rachael Ray continues to go forward, it is quite evident that she will continue to be a well-liked and important person for many years to come. Faced with Rachael's fame and success, many fans are curious about who the man next to her is. Is he an ideal husband? Let's learn about John Cusimano to get a satisfactory answer. Who is John Cusimano? The 19th of August, 1967 found John Cusimano, Rachael's husband, being born in the state of New York. At a young age, he showed a strong interest in both the arts and academia, which ultimately led him to seek an education that encompassed a wide range of subjects. Immediately following his graduation from high school, John moved to New York City to attend the illustrious Benjamin N. Cardozo School of Law, where he ultimately received his law degree. It was only logical that he would find himself immersed in the dynamic world of the arts and entertainment sector, given his concentration on entertainment law. Because of this approach, he was able to collaborate directly with musicians and other professionals in the entertainment industry, allowing him to combine his legal experience with his enthusiasm for music. Although John's life included a large amount of time spent practicing law, his main interest was always music. At the beginning of the 21st century, he harnessed this enthusiasm by forming a rock band that was known as the Cringe. The band immediately established a following because of John's contribution as the lead vocalist, who poured his enthusiasm into the band. Throughout their career, the Cringe has published many albums, which has allowed them to serve as opening acts for illustrious artists such as Motorhead and the New York Dolls. The fact that John was able to successfully combine his legal job with his musical aspirations was not an easy task, but he was able to do it with persistence and devotion. Law and music were not the only areas in which John excelled. John found himself in the public eye as a television personality as a result of his marriage to Rachael Ray, who is a well-known celebrity chef. Over the course of Rachael's many television series, John made many appearances as a mixologist, during which he shared his inventive cocktail creations with the audience. His passion for mixology provided him with an additional channel through which he could express his creative side. Additionally, it showed his capacity to connect with others through the vast array of interests he possesses. Throughout his life, John Cusimano has always kept a low profile, despite the many achievements he has achieved. John has been able to maintain the privacy of his personal life, even though he is married to one of the most well-known chefs in the world. Instead, he has chosen to concentrate on his many other jobs. Although he was propelled into public view as a result of his connection with Rachael Ray, John never desired the spotlight exclusively for himself. Instead, he has been willing to let his work speak for itself, whether it be through his law profession, his music, his television appearances, marriage, controversies, and difficulties. He has been content to let his work speak independently. Rachael Ray has become a household name, and she is highly renowned for her straightforward and practical approach to cooking, as well as her positive demeanor. She became famous as a result of the various television series, cookbooks, and product lines that she created. Ray's life, on the other hand, has been everything but flawless, whatever her achievements may be. It has been her path that has been full of problems, claims, and difficulties that have frequently been concealed under her public image. Rumors about marriage, health struggles, painful incidents, and tragic losses, all will be revealed soon. Some of the most important challenges Ray faced. The problems that Ray has had throughout her life have had a significant impact on her life, and she has had to overcome a great deal of adversity along the road. There are rumors of infidelity. The year 2005 saw the beginning of Rachael Ray's marriage to John Cusimano. The two of them had been dating for several years before they decided to be married in a spectacular wedding ceremony that took place at a castle in Tuscany, Italy. They had met via common acquaintances. One of the most significant aspects of their love story is the fact that they have made it a habit to celebrate their anniversary by going back to the same castle every year. This demonstrates how much they appreciate their relationship. Even though their marriage has given the impression of being robust throughout the years, suspicions of adultery have continued to threaten to eclipse their love tale. The year 2013 saw the appearance of reports that Cusimano had been involved in an affair with a lady who resided in the state of Florida. This lady said that Cusimano had paid her for companionship and that the two of them had participated in dubious behavior, including the usage of drugs within their relationship. Furthermore, other stories showed Cusimano had cheated on Ray on several occasions. These allegations drew the attention of the media, which threw a dark shadow on their marriage and raised worries about the health of their partnership. Rachael Ray remained united in her support of her husband in spite of these frequent allegations. She openly said that she was aware of her husband's whereabouts every night, and she denied the allegations as being untrue and without foundation. Ray and Cusimano have both rejected the claims of adultery, and they continue to portray themselves as a unified and loving couple. Rachael Ray has stressed that their marriage is still solid despite the problems that surround them. She believes that love and trust that are at the center of their partnership are the most important aspects of their relationship. Her battles with her health are the source of her famous voice. The raspy, unique voice that Rachael Ray possesses has become one of her defining characteristics. The fact that her voice is the product of years of health problems that began when she was a youngster is, however, something that not many people are aware of. Croup is a viral illness that affects the upper airways and produces a severe cough, as well as breathing difficulties. Ray suffered from croup regularly throughout her infancy. As a consequence of the recurring attacks of croup, her vocal cords became severely compromised, and as a consequence, her voice was permanently altered. In 2008, reports were going around that Ray had been diagnosed with throat cancer. Soon after she disclosed that she had a surgical intervention to remove a cyst from her voice cords, the conjecture began to intensify. A significant number of her followers were worried because they believed the cyst may be malignant. After further investigation, it was determined that the cyst was not harmful, and the surgical treatment was a very simple one. Following the surgical procedure, Ray took some time off to recuperate, and as a result of the therapy, her voice had a little alteration. Rachael Ray was able to return to work just 1 week following her surgery, despite the health concerns that she experienced. Her voice, albeit being significantly altered, continued to be one of the distinguishing characteristics of her. Ray continues to feel some vocal strain from time to time, although the surgery was successful. Nonetheless, she has learned to control the issue and can continue her work. The tragedy is not over yet. It continues. Rachael Ray went through a painful incident in the late 1990s before she became a national figure. This catastrophe would change the way that her life would unfold from that point forward. At that particular moment, she was residing in Queens, which is a borough of New York City, while she was employed in Manhattan. What terrible things did she have to go through in this splendid place? Let's follow along. Life-changing violent robbery. On a certain occasion, Ray was assaulted and robbed in the lobby of the apartment building where she lived. The perpetrator of the crime attempted to rob her, but she was able to defend herself against him by using mace. After a few days had passed, the same gentleman assaulted her once more. This time he pulled her down a neighboring alley and beat her with his gun, leaving her with injuries and a horrified state of mind afterward. In the aftermath of the violent attack, Ray experienced a sense of insecurity about living in the city. This event marked a turning point for Ray. She came to the conclusion that she would leave New York City and go to the Adirondacks, which are located in the state of New York's upstate region. This relocation back to the countryside provided her with the necessary sense of tranquility, which ultimately led to her finding employment at the Sagamore Resort, where she would eventually oversee the resort's restaurants. During her time there, Ray began instructing culinary classes and exhibiting her unique 30-minute dinner idea, which would eventually serve as the basis for her professional career. Even though the mugging was a painful event, it was essential in bringing about a new beginning and a new professional path for her. It seemed like her life would be better, but a big incident happened. What did she have to face? Keep watching. The tragic death of her aunt. In 2013, Rachael Ray's family was struck by a tragedy when her aunt, Geraldine Domenica Scuderi, went unexpectedly as a result of an unexpected accident. In the time that Ray was abroad, Scuderi had been providing house-sitting services at Ray's residence in Lake Luzerne, New York. Scuderi went outdoors to feed the birds on a chilly day in November, but she ended up locking herself out of the house by accident. She attempted to smash a window to get back into the house, but she did not have a key, and the temperature was falling precipitously. Unfortunately, Scuderi passed out from the cold and was discovered dead the following day, having died of hypothermia. He happened to collapse outside. Rachael Ray was left with a tremendous burden as a result of the unexpected and terrible death of her aunt. The event resulted in a disagreement within the family, with some members of the family holding Ray responsible for the passing of Scuderi. Scuderi was accused of being careless by Ray's cousin for not providing her with a spare key to the residence. This accusation further exacerbated the breach that already existed between the family. When Ray was unable to attend the burial because of her job obligations, the situation became even more tense, which further inflamed the tensions that were already there. Ray was left with an emotional scar as a result of the sadness and the subsequent turmoil that occurred within the family. But she did her best to remain strong in the face of the tragedy. Not stopping there, 2008 continued to bring trouble to Rachael related to her business career. She was involved in a lawsuit. Specifically, what? Let's continue to explore. Lawsuits against her dog food brand. On a certain occasion, Ray was assaulted and robbed in the lobby of the apartment building where she lived. The perpetrator of the crime attempted to rob her, but she was able to defend herself against him by using mace. After a few days had passed, the same gentleman assaulted her once more. This time, he pulled her down a neighboring alley and beat her with his gun, leaving her with injuries and a horrified state of mind afterward. In the aftermath of the violent attack, Ray experienced a sense of insecurity about living in the city. This event marked a turning point for Ray. She came to the conclusion that she would leave New York City and go to the Adirondacks, which are located in the state of New York's upstate region. This relocation back to the countryside provided her with the necessary sense of tranquility, which ultimately led to her finding employment at the Sagamore Resort, where she would eventually oversee the resort's restaurants. During her time there, Ray began instructing culinary classes and exhibiting her unique 30-minute dinner idea, which would eventually serve as the basis for her professional career. Even though the mugging was a painful event, it was essential in bringing about a new beginning and a new professional path for her. However, Rachael was caught in a fierce wave of public criticism, the cause of which was determined to be her friend. Who was it? And what happened? Stay tuned. The public backlash. Mario Batali, a celebrity chef, was one of the notable individuals accused of misconduct in 2017. This happened in 2017 when the Nah Me Too movement raised concerns about misconduct in many industries and businesses. After revealing allegations against Batali by several women, he resigned from both his corporate and public leadership roles. Amid the turmoil, Rachael Ray remained loyal to her longtime friend Batali, while others distanced themselves from him. Although Ray stated in an interview that she had been in contact with Batali but did not confront him about the allegations, she continued to support him in 2019. She claimed that the inappropriate behavior described above happened to people of both genders and was common in professional kitchens. Despite her best intentions, her comments have caused more anger than understanding. Her failure to advocate for victims of harassment and her tendency to downplay the seriousness of the allegations have also been grounds for criticism. Impact on Ray's reputation due to public outcry. While some of her supporters believe she should have spoken out against Batali's actions, others believe she did nothing to address the issue. Despite the criticism, Ray has continued to express her support for her friend in private. However, she has refrained from commenting on the matter in public. The tragedy is not over yet. Rachael continues to experience a great loss. What is that loss? Can she overcome it? Let's go back to 2020 to witness. Fire of 2020. In August 2020, a devastating fire destroyed Rachael Ray's Lake Luzerne home. The event marked a major blow to her personal life. Rachael, her husband John Cusimano, and their dog had to flee the house for their lives as flames erupted from the chimney and spread throughout the house. Although fortunately no one was injured in the fire, the house was destroyed, taking with it many precious memories and belongings that Rachael had accumulated over the years. For her, this was not only a material loss, but also an emotional loss, as she had designed and built the house herself. However, Rachael did not let this tragedy defeat her spirit. As soon as the situation allowed, she began the process of building a new house on the same land. During this build, she focused on installing advanced fire safety measures, including installing a corrugated iron roof. Despite the difficult ordeal, Rachael showed incredible resilience and determination. She did not hesitate to share the psychological trauma the fire left behind, but she persisted in pursuing the goal of restoring her life and property. Rachael wanted to start over, not only for herself, but also to maintain her belief in the ability to recover from loss. Just as Rachael Ray and her husband were recovering from the loss of their home, another disaster struck in September 2021. It's hard to believe. Hurricane Ida and the flooding of her apartment. Hurricane Ida struck the northeastern United States, bringing widespread flooding and devastation. Rachael Ray and her husband's Manhattan apartment was not spared, suffering severe flooding during the storm. The water caused significant damage to the apartment, destroying much of her belongings and compounding the personal losses she had experienced over the previous year. The flooding came as a devastating blow to Rachael, who is still dealing with the aftermath of the fire that took her home in 2020. Despite the hardships, she has remained determined to move forward, focused on rebuilding and restoring what was lost. Her life has been shaped by constant challenges. From the outside, Rachael Ray appears to have it all: a successful career, a loving husband, and a large fan base. However, her life has not been easy. She has faced many great challenges, not the least of which has been profound pain. What do you think about Rachael's experience of loss? If it were you, would you have come through it as strong? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We would love to hear from you. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more interesting updates. Thank you and see you in the next videos.